How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video and another CardMarket Webcam Regional breakdown. So on Saturday we had the September Webcam Regional provided by CardMarket for the EU, and today I'm going to bring you, as I went over in my previous DBS video, the top 16 breakdown. As I normally do in the previous DBS one, I go over the week's news and covered the breakdown in there of what decks made it, but now I'm actually going to reveal the lists used for the top 16. So, as we saw before, we had the top 16 breakdown had 8 different leaders in it. So we had 5 Kid Gohan and Icarus, Higher Dragon, but I know a lot of people are used to being Icarus from the English dub. So we had 5 Gohan Icarus, which is the blue-yellow version. And then we had 4 Gogeta Zeno, for like the aggro deck at the event. 2 Soul Striker, the reboot Soul Striker, playing blue-yellow. 1 Cell Surge, 1 Launch being red and blue, an SS4 Vegeta, an SS4 Goku being the one from the last set, the one that people dubbed Helku, and lastly 1 SS4 Bardock, the anniversary leader. So quite a, well, I'd say varied top 16. Like we got 2 leaders like kind of dominated it. So like I think the 3 of the Gogeta Zeno took like 4th to 6th place, I think. And then Gohan Icarus being the most represented deck, I think, in the event, and also in the top 16. And then a few going through, like Soul Striker. A lot of people assumed this would be one of the best decks, and it did get 2 of them through. Cell Surge, which people I've been afraid of because of the strong hand destruction, it still made it through, piloted by a very good player. And we had Launch coming through like it has done in almost every CardMarket event. I think every CardMarket event's had 1 launch top, albeit normally it's red-green, this time it's red-blue. Then we got an SS4 Vegeta, which has been hyped up for this format. Helku, showing that there's a different yellow deck other than the Gohan Icarus that's still strong. And SS4 Bardock making its first top after being released not too long ago. So in first place, we had Javier Rosal. I think it's Javier. Forgive me, I'm not very good with names. But we got Javier Rosal, very good player, who ended up going first place, going 7-0, being the only undefeated, because that's how it is for the Webcam Regionals. Yeah, you play until there's the 1 undefeated, and luckily, after round 7, we had undefeated with Javier. So he played Gohan Icarus, quite a standard list for like we see for the US events. He was taking 1 of the old expansion pack Arrival Bojacks as well. And yeah, quite a standard list that we've seen previously. But congrats to them for taking it 7-0 with a very strong list. And then for the second place, we have Mert Dalmas, who's basically been someone who's been constantly in the top cut of almost every CardMarket Regional we've had for the webcam. This time, and unfortunately not taking first, but still coming in strong second, with also the same lead being Gohan Icarus with a few different changes. As you can see, he's playing one of the 5-drop Freezer, main decking some Jiren for the blue hate against the Android 17 turning the tide. Also taking one of the Arrival Bojacks from the expansion, and again running like a pretty standard list, but with a few minor changes to incorporate with best of 1. As you know, normally in best of 3, you could have a side deck to combat certain strategies. But where best of 1, you don't have that side opportunity. You've got main deck some things that you would normally side for it. And in this case, he sided Jiren in for the blue matchup. That is it for second. And then in third, we have Diego with his Cell Surge list. So the cells, as I said, the Cell Surge made it into top cut, piloted by a very good, strong player, our current EU champion. With a very strong list, very controllable. It's a standard thing with a few different decks, like playing in the Son Goku from the recent set. Yep, a good job to Diego, going 6-1 for the event. I think only losing to Mert as well. And then fourth place we have Manuel Garcia, piloting Gogeta Zeno. So the highest place in Gogeta Zeno in the deck in the event. But a very interesting list. It'd be interesting. I do want to. I have reached out to. Well, say reached out to each. I've reached out on the Discord for the event to all the players that if they want to do an interview, I'll be welcome to do that, so you can pick their brains about the lists, because some lists are quite interesting, and the tech choices would be interested to know. Like for in this case, I was playing according to his list the Smoke Dragon. Not 100% sure why this, because a lot of people go for either the PyCon one or the Mirror one, because it sets up the Gojitas and stuff quite easily. But it'd be interesting to pick his brain regarding that tech choice, or if you're watching, if you can put it in the comments below, it'd be helpful for anybody watching to understand that as well. But yep, he piloted all the way to 4th place, going 6-1. Good job, Manuel. And on to 5th place, we have Christian. I'm not going to even say the surname because I don't want to butcher it. Coming in, never Gojita Zeno, coming in 5th place, same record. We'll run, as I said, running the mirror, like some people do, run the mirror unison, because it's very good and involved draw for your deck, and also set up the pieces of the Goku and Vegetas in your warp. Easier just in case you don't hit them off the top of the deck. And secret rare of choice being the Heroine's Lineage, which is a very strong one. Interesting enough, I would see. There used to be the other Trunks one, the Trunks Overwhelm, where you would overwhelm it, warp 1 from hand and draw 2, which would be great to set up the Goku and Vegetas, ready for the Gogeta chain. But a lot of lists are now just running the one where if it's warped from the deck or field, it goes back to your hand, so if the user's the leader, they can get value in that way. Good job to Christian for getting 5th place. And then on to 6th place, where we get another Gogeta Zeno list, piloted by Michael. Once again, I'm not going to say the last name because I'm very bad with names. I don't want to butcher any of them. It's a quite similar list. But in this case, he's also running the mirror chain, but also going with SS Bardock as well for an overwhelm choice. He also is running some of the new Goku and Vegetas from the last set, the ones that could evolve for Zeno evolve for 1 on top of a Zeno evolve on top of a 1-drop. I think he did describe to give me a little explanation about why he was doing that, and that was because he didn't want to go for 4-drop Gojitas because they're tapping 4 for the new 8-drop. You don't want to go for that because tapping 4 for a swing can get petrified, Final Flash, conceding it like easily counterplayed, and in his opinion, it was very risky. They don't reward him that much, and also he went for the 4 overarm chunks instead of 3, which he used to have a place of a Champa, because he wanted to have more draw power against things like Cell Surge. And he played 4 Marvelous Might, the one that plays 2 1-drops and 3 thwartings, because people tend to leave it on board and becomes dead in hand. And he decided to go 50 cards because he wanted to increase the consistency in his first few turns. And he would be playing the Kai as well. He's playing the Heroine's Lineage. But he would play the Kai instead if he owned it, but unfortunately he doesn't possess one. And then the reason behind the 2 Bardock Overarms as well is because it's an OP card, in his opinion, in the mirror match. And like if you're getting hatched when your opponent has a huge board with a lot of Bojacks and it won him 2 games throughout the day. And the reason behind, and if you were wondering about why the mirror unison over the PyCon unison, the reason for him was because of its consistency is key in the deck, and the mirror really helps a lot with setting up the plays for, like as I said, Gogeta and stuff. So that's the reason behind, if you were wondering about the change. I think the reason behind the other 6 drops as well was to have extra options just in case you want just basically alternative options with the other 6 drops that's going to evolve on, because then you can actually swing with them. Zeno evolve on 1 because they come in active mode, and swing with them again and get the advantage of their activate the alters. I think only the Goku we would get the advantage from. That's the reason if you're ever wondering. And then on the 7th place, we Clement Gus with is Go on Icarus. So never go on Icarus in X, as we saw from the breakdown. There's 5 in total in the event. Also go on X1 with interesting lists. As we saw with most of the other lists, they were playing the new expansion Bojack, the one that becomes a check now if you've got a Bojack in play, which will, and also if you have a Bojack charge, which you have another copy of itself, or the Arrival 7-drop one in your energy, then its common cost reduced by 1, and it ignores energy exhaust if you charge it, and also can be like sort of like has a sort of a rival skill where you can play it as well. But instead, in this case, he is running the hit over that, the hit rapid movement, and just like we're seeing with some tech choices, running the 5-drop freezer and the Jiren for cover the best of all matchup, and also the only list I've seen that is running Flying Nimbus, and actually includes a negate, which is interesting. And then on to 8th place, we have our launch list, our Red Blue launch list. So this was piloted by Dario Ponessa. Interesting list, quite a few different tech choices, as you see, quite a lot of unique tech choices. So the standard of the Red Blue with the Arrival, with the Beerus, the Arrival, and some callers as well. And quite a few interesting tech choices, and even running some of the new mono red like pseudo Arrival stuff with the Divine Presence Goku. And quite teched out for a lot of things, like you're running the what's it called, the Vegeta counterplay, which is quite interesting, and the new Kettle one as well, which is like a Denial of Hope but with a body. And yes, running Man on Mission, also interesting, running the SSB Vegeta. So like with this one, if you lose the corner or the Boo from its battle area, you can play this for free from its hand if it's removed by a skill, which is like quite interesting. Quite a unique list, and even running one explosive wave, dimension wave as well, which is very interesting because I don't think there's no invoker unless it's on this Vegeta. No, so there's no invoker. Has explosive demon wave. I imagine to deal with things like repulse as well, which is quite interesting. But now for the 9th place, we have Mohammed Hazami, which is the SS4 Vegeta list, but unfortunately it's the one list I couldn't get, the only list I couldn't get for the event, add to the list breakdown. So Mohammed, if you're watching, or if anybody who is watching that knows Mohammed, so you can get him to send list, I can put the link, create his list on DBS Deck Planet, and then add it to the box down below so people can check it out. Before 10th place, we have Peter Thomas with his SS4 Goku, or as people a bit Helku. I don't have really much to say about this list because I have no idea what it's like, what the turn progression is. But hopefully, I can try and get a interview with Peter to go over his list to bring more of a breakdown and reasons behind his tech choices and reason why I play the deck and things like that. But still, congratulations to Peter for getting 10th place. And then on to 11th place, we have another Gohan Icarus list. Piloted by Ivan, very good player from I think Croatia, and constantly doing well in these events. With interesting choices as well. Like, so you can see that he's running the standard chain, but with one tech hit. Because I know the auto I've seen before, people have said that the auto can come up with things like the 5-drop green Boo. I've seen it's been used for stuff, and also gives him extra use to Arrival, because then he's got both the super combo, like one super combo, one hit, and then 4 with the Bojack as well. No tech Jiren or anything like that for the blue matchup, but also playing, interestingly, a copy of Bardock Resurrected Lineage, which is interesting. So with the nice ability to be able to pop skill spark card in rest mode, which is interesting. But I don't see anything that would be used in the deck to remove skills. But interesting to take interesting to understand why this was added in. And unlike most of them, he is running a unison in the form of Cheetah Unison Fury, whereas most lists were running the Trunks unison. Congratulations, Ivan, on going 5-1-1. And then on to 12th place, we have the first of our Soul Striker lists. This one piloted by Ferrer and Rio. He went for a yellow, blue yellow. Well, it looks more like mono blue, but because with this you can easily charge, like, because he's running the Bojack, the blue Bojack package with the Bojack combo battle cards that can combo into play, and Galactic Buster to be able to combo him from energy. It's easy enough to be able to charge one of those, then charge the dual color Bojack, so it has the energy source ignored, and then have some massive setup from your all ready for your energy. An interesting note, he went for the Sign Goku package, which is interesting because you got this new Goku, which can play himself for 1 if your leader is a blue Saiyan, which it is, and if 3 more energy, play it from your hand for 1 as a 4 cost, and you draw a card, so you replace this off in your hand, which is very good. And then you go on to bounce it back to your hand for 1 energy with this Son Goku Path to Infinite. So you return a 4-drop blue, 4-cost blue battle card from your hand and play this card from your hand. And that's a 5 cost, which allows you to have a target to EX evolve into Ultra Instinct Sengoku, which then bounces back all their cards, ignoring barrier, to their opponent's hand because it doesn't choose. And when it attacks, your opponent can't combo. So if your opponent's on 3 or less life and you swing with this, if they haven't got a negate, they're not comboing out of it and they're taking that damage, which is very interesting. Very interesting. It's very cool list, and congrats for getting in the top 16, 12th place. And then on to 13th place, we have the last of our Gohan Icarus lists with Dune. I think I'm hoping I said that right, Dune. Sorry if I butchered your name. With an interesting list, like as with most of the Icarus lists, they've had the same basic core, but a few tech choices for the best of one event. And in this case, we can see that Dune is running 1 copy of the Androids 5-drop, which I think Joey went over in this video about why he decided it. Because if you've got a skillless player in your battle area, you can just play 1 something a 4 cost, because you can easily deal with your leader. And then when it's played, you can choose any of your and your opponent's battle cards and union cards, ignoring barrier, and make him skillless in your opponent's turn. And it's a 25k triple striker, so you can put in quite a lot of damage and finish people off. And by wiping their whole board of unisons and battle cards, you don't have to really worry about their field for your rest of your turn and also for their turn, because you're trying to end them this turn. And then you could always sack it off for its activate main, where you can choose 2 place in your drop area and choose 2 of your skillless battle cards of energy cost 4 or less, which is in active mode. So if you make 2 of your things skillless, let's say you have on board 2 of this ape, or this ape and this Bojack. So this Bojack and this ape on board, you can make and they've already swung, you can make them skillless when you play the Gohan after swing of them, the androids, and then sack this off to restand them, and then never 2 20k swings at your opponent's leader, which is pretty strong. And also he's running 2 giant ball as well, and like a lot of the lists weren't running Poutine, but he was running Poutine to help with the imagine, because it's easy to bring it out in yellow just by tapping anything, and you got so many guys that tap things like you have the Zavasa Super Combo, Zavasa Counterplay, Para Super Saiyan, giant ball with rest after play and stuff, so very easy to trigger it. And he's also teching 1 Vegeta as well as the Trunks unison. So congratulations on Dune for coming top 16. And then on to our 14th place, we have the last of the Goku, the Gogeta Zeno lists, being Bars, with a very straightforward list. Mirror Unison with the Kai, and as you can see, he's not running any of the Kai negates, which everyone's aware. He is running the 8 costs as well, and he is main decking tech options for both blue and green with hand destruction in the form of Jiren and the Bora, 2 of each, and also running the SS Bardock as a pretty good float-to-gate to limit the amount of attacks your opponent can do. And he's running quite a few different techs. Like in this one, I think people are only running one of the Goku negates, which in this case Boris is running 3, which is interesting twice because it has no combo power whatsoever. So if it's in hand, it's quite dead, but it can always be chargeable, or if you have energy open, they use as a negate, which is strong. And interestingly enough, he was not running any secret rare either as well. So so if you want a budget list, well, I say budget when the SS3 Gogeta promo is quite expensive at the moment. If it wasn't for that, it would be quite a budget list because nothing in there is really that expensive, which is quite cool to see that. But congratulations Boris for making top 16. And then we have 15th place, which is our other Soul Striker list, piloted by Alan Mesa Ramirez. And going for a different route, so he's going a bit more with the blue-yellow and more of a control list. So he's and interesting enough, he's not running the baby units. So he's running 3 of the Raditz and then 3 of the Boo, which is very strong. Like the Raditz can give you a lot of value as well. Not much value as the baby can, or like keep up the markers like the baby can, but still it's a card that can help you either awaken on turn 3 when you drop it, and also has a lot of blocking potential as well. And he's running a bit more of the yellow-blue package that a lot of blue or yellow decks run. And yeah, he's running the Bojack package, the blue-yellow package, and the standard stuff you see in blue, like blue negates and cat players, things like that. And then on to our last list, 16th place, we have Pablo Anglada with his SS4 Bardock list. So managed to get himself in the top 16 with a 5-2 record. Congratulations. And running interesting list. So I haven't seen much about the S4, but I know it's been popular with some people, but I have no idea about this. But if you were looking for a list that has done well, then here we have it with Pablo's list. Yeah, so interesting, running the Bardock Unison as it's I think it's searchable with the lead. Yeah, so that's one good thing about the Unison is it's searchable with the Bardock lead on the front side. When it attacks, you get the top 5 cards on your deck and add to 1 black card, just black card, with SS4 in its card name among your hand and shuffle your deck. And as you see, the Bardock does have SS4 in its name, so you have a searchable Unison, which is quite nice. And he's running multiples of each of the dual color black multicolored cards, because in this deck they have their combo cost is reduced and their energy source negated. And he's running two of each, not 2 of each, but 2 different Gogeta SS4s because they're searchable, and also they're both very strong in their own right. So in the Master Roshi, which is very strong in this deck because it's a free 5k combo. Free 5k combo that then can reset energy as well, because it's also when you choose 1 multicolored card and your energy in return to his hand, so you normally choose 1 that is in rest. Then when you combo this card, you choose 1 card in your hand, placing energy in rest. So it it doesn't give you a free energy, but it does a lot of these of the black multicolored cards. They have an auto that triggers either when played or when charged, and this allows you to reuse the effect. Like when you charge the card, get the effect, combo, put it back to hand, replay it, and get the effect of their auto when they're charged, which is really strong. And some draw power in the Great Ape, Goku for help against hand destruction, Fu, which is really a very good finisher and more easily played now in this format. Now we can get to later turns easier. 4 Bean because you can run blue with its because of the multicolors, the cool, and then the lineage secret rare. So that is it for the list. Do want to actually start from now give out a special shout out, because normally in any event with top 16 you get one person who gets just outside the top 16 with dropping down to 17th place, just missing out, and that is David Martin, who was piloting Matching Vegeta today, ended up making it 17th position in the CardMarket event. So congrats to him, and unfortunate for bubbling out. And lastly, I do want to give a huge shout out to CardMarket for running these events, allowing me to judging them, and just giving us some like basically tournaments in the format where we can't currently do so with the pandemic. And also a huge shout out to DBS Deck Planet, the best deck building site for DBS at the moment, the best one, truly I would say the best one, as they were having some issues where some people like myself were not seeing the card images, but they jumped straight on it. Worked as quick and as best they could to try and find a fix. Finally got it sorted, and because I was in the meantime trying to just as a last resort use other deck building sites like Apex and DBS decks, and oh my god, they're nowhere near as good as Deck Planet is when it comes to ease of signing up, literally everything. DBS Deck Planet is the best one out there. So if you're looking to build a deck, or even look for decks as well, like I always post the regional lists on the DBS Deck Planet, so they're searchable by the name or by my user ScrubGames on Discord. I think they're going to try and get a feature where you can look up decks by the creator, which would be cool. And they just have loads of different decks where you can look on, and the is so much easier searching and stuff. But that's it from me today. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, comment if there's anything you want to see, or any questions you have about the list, and I'll try and get some interviews with some players. If you want to try and push for interviews, let me know, and I'll try and see if I can get one with them. And lastly, don't be afraid to subscribe, because it keeps you updated with my videos as and if they drop. I try to make sure I get out breakdown for any European event as quick as I can after it's happened. So thank you again. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.